This little seedling is about to fall right out of the ground because it was never actually rooted in the soil. It has been growing inside of landscape fabric. Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Lynn, and if you watched the last video, you saw where we pulled up landscape fabric that had been in place for 3 years. And oh my, it was not great underneath that fabric. First, we found soil that was very compacted. It was also void of any nutrients whatsoever. And the roots that should have been growing in the soil, they were growing on top of the soil. So today, I have something else to show you regarding what can happen with plants and landscape fabric. But first, I want to say thank you to all of you who commented, made suggestions, and even those who commiserated with the issue with weeds. The gardening community, I tell you, is among some of the most wonderful people. So again, thank you so much for commenting on that video. But today I want to show you something else. So let's walk over there. So this looks like a Pink Pinnacle Vitex seedling, a variety I don't actually have in my collection. And it has seeded itself and started growing right through the pea gravel and the landscape fabric. And since I don't have this variety, I want to try and save it, dig it up, pot it, and eventually find it a home in the landscape. But here's the problem. It's growing in the fabric, not beneath the soil. So it's turning into a real-time case study on exactly how in another way landscape fabric can fail our plants. So I've got to carefully cut around the fabric without severing any roots because I want this plant to survive, which means preserving as much root as I possibly can. This part is slow going. I genuinely do not know yet whether these roots ever made it down into the real soil or whether this is the same story as my last video, which was roots trapped on top of the soil, cut off from it entirely. And that bad, the plants weren't thriving anymore. It's like they used up whatever nutrients were available in the first year or so and then just started declining. So yeah, this is basically turning into root surgery. I'm just going to cut a little, check, cut a little more. The roots aren't extended very far at all. So I've gotten pretty much all of the landscape fabric that I can. I really want to be careful not to cut away anything that I don't want to cut away. So I'm going to pull up my shovel and carefully kind of go around where I think there is a root ball under here, where I think it would be, because if there is, or if there are roots under here with root ball attached, that would be the most ideal situation. I would want to keep as much of that intact as possible. So I'm just going to carefully go around and hoping that there is a root ball under here that's attached to roots and feeder roots. Okay, well, unfortunately, there's not much going on here in terms of a root ball. That big root just popped right out, no resistance whatsoever, which tells me everything. So I want to know what you think. Drop a comment, yes or no. Do you think this Vitex survives once I pot it and water it in? So I'll check back with you all on this one. Here's my plan either way. Good potting soil, some biotone to support root development, a thorough watering, and part sun, part shade while it tries to reestablish. Okay, so looking at this, there are a few decent sized roots here, but literally no soil attached to any of them. This is, at this point, a bare root Vitex seedling in August. which is not an ideal time for that. I've still got fabric wrapped around some of these roots, so I need to get that off too. Even if the plant survives, growing through this landscape fabric long term won't be good for it. I want to get these roots free. These roots have a decent diameter, plus some pretty decent beater roots, but again, none of it was ever in soil. However, here's the one thing in this plant's favor. If you all grow Vitex trees or Chaste trees, you know that they are some of the toughest, most drought-tolerant plants that you can grow. I have a mature Vitex in this yard on 0 irrigation, even through peak summer. So if any plant has a shot at bouncing back from this, I think it might be this little seedling. Alright, I've got most of the fabric off. Let's get it potted. I'm adding some soil to build up the base. I'm going to set the root ball in and backfill around it. I've already put biotone into the potting soil on the bottom to help it root back in. And now I'm going to get it leveled, leave about an inch or so of space below the rim in case I need to mulch it. And next I'll give it a good deep watering to finish it off. Fingers crossed. Okay, well, I got it all done. You saw it in the pot, and y'all, this is just another example of where with landscape fabric, seedlings can root right on top. They can grow right through it, but the situation isn't ideal at all. And again, please let me know in the comments if you think this plant is going to survive or not survive. And thanks for watching this video. I appreciate it, and I hope you have a great day in your garden. Bye.